Hello children, this is Aniruddha Tiwari, PGT Biology, Mount Itra Z School, Jhansi. In the previous section, we discussed about the taxonomic categories at the end. Now we are going to start all the taxonomic categories from the beginning so that we can understand how one animal is classified. In taxonomic categories, there are different rank or levels. On the basis of these and on these, all the animals in this entire world, whether it is a plant or animal or any kind of microorganism, they are classified. There are 7 categories, or they are also known as ranks, or they are also known as taxa. There are 7 ranks on which we keep animals on the basis of their similarities with the other one. The lowest category, if we start from the lowest category. The lowest category is a species. In a species, we keep the animals or the plants which are most similar in their characters, such as all the cows of only one type. They are kept in one category. Mango of only one type, such as Mangifera indica, which is found in India. So Mangifera indica, all the plants of Mangifera indica and all the species of Mangifera indica will be kept in one single species. All the plants of Mangifera indica, they will be kept in one single species. There may be different varieties of mango tree, so they will be kept in different species. But they should be all most similar. Number 2, the genus. All the similar species are grouped together in one genus, such as lion. All the lions are species, one single. All the tigers are species, one single. All the leopards are species, one single. But when we go to the next genus, lion and tiger, somewhere they have similar characteristics. A bit they are different, but somewhere they are similar. Because they both the species, lion species and tiger species, they have come from same genus, that is genus Panthera. They both come from Panthera genus. That's why they look completely similar, but there is 1 or 2 differences in them, in their morphology. So now, lion is called as Panthera leo and tiger is called as Panthera tigris. That is why they both are somewhere different but mostly similar. That's why they are kept in one single genus, Panthera. Now we are moving to the next, family. Family means group of similar genus make one family, such as the family of potato and family of chili. This is known as Solanaceae family. Potato and chili, they have a major difference if you see from outside. But from inside, they both are similar because they both come in same family Solanaceae. This is potato is known as Solanum tuberosum and chili is known as Solanum nigrum. You see, there is a big difference between the morphology or the outer structure of potato and chili, but they both belong to the same family because they both belong to the same genus. Now the next, similar families combine together to form one single order. That means closely related families make order. Such as if you see, cat may be a domestic cat, maybe tiger or lion, they also come in the cat family. They all make one single family known as cat family. And all the dogs, all the varieties of dogs, wolves, even wolves we include, wolf and dog, they all make a single family, that means dog family. So cat family and dog family, they both are somewhere similar in characteristics if we keep them in one single order. If you think, they both are carnivores. They eat flesh. They both are carnivores. That's why they both can be kept in one single order known as Carnivora order. So where dog even after the differences, and cat even after differences. Somewhere they both are closely related families. That's why we keep them in one single order, order Carnivora. Now the next is class. Closely related orders are kept in one single class, such as class Mammalia. Mammalia, that means those who have power to produce milk for their young ones, to feed them. Now if you think, dog can produce milk, cat also can produce milk. Cat and dog, they both come in order Carnivora. Whereas cow comes in different order, monkeys come in different order, and human beings come in different orders. They all come in different orders, but somewhere they all have one single character, that means the production of milk. That means they have power to produce milk, and they all have mammary glands to produce milk. They all come in one single class known as Mammalia. So all closely related orders, those who have power to produce milk, they all will come in one single class known as Mammalia. Now all similar classes, closely related classes, come in one single phylum. If we are talking about animals, then we will use phylum in the second last category. And if we are talking about plants, then in the place of phylum we will use division. So for plants, here on this level or rank, plant is used when division is used for plants and phylum is used for animals on this rank or level. Now closely related classes I am talking about. If you see dog, cat, monkey, human beings. And if one more thing I take here is a bird. It does not have power to produce milk. One more thing I take is one reptile. It also does not have power to produce milk. So reptile and bird cannot come in class Mammalia. But if we go one more order higher in phylum, then bird also had notochord, back structure or backbone. Reptile also had notochord or backbone, and mammals, all these also have backbone. So they all can come in one single phylum, Chordata department. So all classes who are closely related on the basis of notochord, backbone, they all can be kept in one single division, one single phylum, that means chordate. Now the last or the highest category. This is the highest category known as kingdom. All the plants are kept in kingdom Plantae, and all the animals are kept in kingdom Animalia. This is the highest order. We were talking about all the animals and there were 2 plants only. So they will be kept in kingdom Plantae and all these will be kept into kingdom Animalia. That means the closely related phylums are kept in kingdom Animalia and closely related divisions are kept in Plantae. So this is all about taxonomic categories. Now we are going to the next, taxonomic aids. Taxonomic aids are techniques or procedures which are useful in the identification and the classification of all the animals or plants. And you must have seen some of them, such as herbarium file you must have made also. Herbarium, here what we do, we dry the plant and press it for the future references of future to make a plant specimen, so that in future we can study from them and we can take information from them to identify the plant or to classify it. In herbarium, one more thing is done. The date or the time is also mentioned and even the place is also mentioned from where the specimen we have taken. Next is botanical garden is a next taxonomic aid. What we do in this, botanical gardens are specialized gardens where we preserve the living plants or living species for references. The trees and the herbs and shrubs are grown there in botanical gardens, and we mark them and write down their botanical names, scientific names also on them, so that it becomes very easy for the students to study them. Now the next is museums. Museums are mostly made in college or schools, where we keep animals or plants in certain jars or boxes. If they are insects, then we keep them in boxes. We kill them and pin them. Pinning means we kill one particular animal and pin them on a sheet so that they should be stable. And we keep most of time the specimens of different fishes and different prawns and lobster in jars. Jars are filled with the certain chemicals which preserve the. Zoological parks are the next taxonomic aid, where what we do, animals are kept and protected under human care, just to learn their habits and behaviors. So this is all about taxonomic aid, and here the chapter first finishes. Thank you very much.